Hi, I'm Claire.
And I'm Heather.
And we are
Masterpeace Astrology.
We're here with your forecast for Sunday, April 15th through Saturday, April 21st. Sunday starts with a new moon in Aries, and it's ushering in powerful new energy for us to really express ourselves to our full potential.
It is a refresh button of epic proportions.
I think that's probably a better way of putting it. I mean, I'm kind of being understated because it's just such a powerful lunation.
We have Mercury going direct in the morning.
We do.
Which is great in Aries.
Yeah, we've been telling you all, like, don't try to advance any of your agendas or expect to make any progress. And starting on Sunday...
It's liftoff time,
It really is.
It really is.
And for all of us, we're all going to be moving forward. It may not be the best week to try and communicate effectively, but we certainly will be moving forward, and it's really exciting. We'll be like flying, and like we're released. It's going to be very exciting, but it's also going to be really a little bit unpredictable this week. Uranus is a powerful player.
Uranus is
and
huge.
You just can't predict Uranus.
No.
So with this new moon, I think we're seeing, and also Saturn stationing retrograde this week, but this lunation, it's early in the morning. I mean, the day is just going to be brilliant. It's going to feel great.
And Uranus is high right there in the midst of this new moon, so it's going to be unexpected. Expect the unexpected and go with the changes and just roll with it.
It's so powerful because Uranus is ending its tour of Aries, Heather. It's leaving on May 15th, and this is the last new moon in Aries. And by coincidence, it's right on top of Uranus.
Yeah.
So it really is, this lunation is highlighting everything we've learned the last 7 years Uranus has been in Aries.
Right.
This revolution of self, transgender rights and issues, how we view ourselves in terms of even gender. It's very powerful. Selfies. Just this whole new way of viewing our sense of individuality.
This is the week where Uranus really truly is highlighted, and it kind of goes out with a bang this week because everything is, all the Aries planets are hitting it, and so the whole time this month so far has been Capricorn holding back Aries, and now Aries is saying screw you.
Yeah, doors open.
I'm done.
Right.
I'm done with you, Capricorn. I'm full speed ahead.
I'm not grounded anymore.
I'm done being grounded.
Right.
I hate being grounded.
So for you, this means in advance of your agendas and moving forward. So expect that new moon, and then it's a powerful day.
It's a powerful day, and it's really a big week. On Monday, we have moon going into Taurus, but it's also trining Saturn, and then there's like a Venus-Jupiter opposition. So honesty is really the best policy here.
Well said. Don't try to skirt around any issues in your relationships.
Yes. It's definitely going to be like emotional, reactionary.
For sure, yeah, because, Taurus really wants the peace. It's a Venus-ruled sign, and just wants things to be nice and controlled and peaceful and nice. And Scorpio is out there opposing the Venus, reminding Venus of, how ugly the world can be sometimes.
Yeah.
I think Monday and Tuesday we're seeing a lot of that Taurus, Moon and Venus and Taurus trying to kind of create a safe bulwark against this Pluto energy and the Scorpio energy.
I see the Venus trining Pluto as kind of this sultry, kind of creative energy that can kind of... with the combination of what we're going through with the new moon and the Uranus activity, it's kind of understated, I think.
It is truly the invisible support that we need right now. It's hugely spiritual. I think, we have Jupiter and Neptune forming a trine in the next 4 weeks. And we also have the Jupiter-Pluto sextile that perfected just on Saturday, the 14th. These are harmonious angles between the water and the earth energies that are really allowing us to invisibly be supported and manifest our dreams.
Right, and Saturn is going retrograde on Tuesday.
Yeah, so with the Taurus energy, Moon in Taurus, this desire to kind of consolidate our safety and our security and our values runs into Saturn moving backwards in Capricorn. Saturn is retrograde until September 5th, and we expect lessons in regard to how we sometimes are trying to move forward where there's resistance, and maybe paying attention to that, because you don't want to move forward in those areas.
No.
You know, we're going to learn lessons about responsibility, duty, sustainable systems. Expect karma. Expect more repeals of protections or regulations, things that are designed to support us, because Saturn is causing a review of the structure that we have.
And we're also basically, Saturn went into Capricorn back in December, and with it retrograding, it's retrograding back over the past 5 months, basically. So we're going to be reviewing that, and hopefully whatever lessons we've learned, we will not carry forward when it does go direct in September.
Well, I think that's also a really good point, because Saturn is government. Saturn is the father. Saturn is the teacher. What are we seeing now? We're seeing a lot of teacher strikes. We're seeing a lot of questions about government and structure and how we are governing ourselves. The leader of the House just announced he's stepping down. The president has consolidated a cabinet of people that reflect his values. Yeah. So we're seeing how Saturn has built up a structure, and now until September 5th, there'll be a review of that. It's going to be really powerful.
Yeah. Wednesday is the Sun conjuncting Uranus, which is a big wham bam.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
In just about every domain, though. And I think it's just really hard to predict that. I think with this new moon, I think that's the day that will really feel uncorked. I think the Taurus Monday and Tuesday is going to keep us kind of safety and security oriented. But I think for you folks out there, Wednesday, Thursday with the moon in Gemini, making aspects to Neptune on Thursday, and then with that Uranus-Sun conjunction, like you point out, on Wednesday, I think, guess what, is my question. I mean, who knows?
I think it's going to complete the whole new moon cycle and the Mercury retrograde that we just kind of went through. It's going to be a big release.
And I think we're going to really want to communicate about it.
But I would also Wednesday. Like to caution on, err on the side of caution, because you may feel more impatient and more, instead of thinking, acting. And so I just... be careful while you're driving, and
yeah, especially in the morning. These are we're in Tucson, so Pacific time. Keep that in mind. Again, Uranus ending its 7-year cycle of Aries, the last time Sun conjuncts Aries Uranus. So this is the last kind of conjunction. The last fusion of that energy.
The last hurrah. Because Sun goes into Taurus later on in the day. It
does. And that's a complete change of energy. And I think everybody out there is going to notice it, feel a little relief.
Yeah. I think it's going to be good.
Sun and Taurus. Taurus is a very different sign than Aries. It's Earth. It's fixed Earth.
Yes, it's grounded.
Talk a little bit about those Taurus values, maybe? Or Taurus, Taurus really reminds us of pure physical pleasure.
And security and sultry, sexiness. It likes comfort. Well, it rules the voice. I think a lot of really good singers like Barbara Streisand and strong
Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, very strong, beautiful voices.
Yeah, Taurus are famous for being great singers.
They're very stubborn. Of all the fixed signs, I think that they are the most stubborn of them all, because trying to get any kind of a reaction from them, if you're trying to provoke them, it's very difficult to really get a Taurus mad. And once you do, leave the country.
Yeah. No, that is Taurus is the most fixed sign. It's fixed Earth.
It's a bull. It's the bull.
It is the bull. It's also placid, like a bull. But the Taurus, Taurus is they don't like conflict. It's a Venus-ruled sign.
They're stability oriented.
And I think they get that reputation for being really stubborn, also because they stubbornly avoid conflict, which means they stubbornly avoid talking about things related to conflict. Which means when you try to get your Taurus friend or buddy to talk about something they don't want to talk about,
forget it.
Yeah, forget it.
They sometimes they just don't talk. People who are very strong second house people, Mercury and Taurus. Getting them to talk is
to open up.
Forget it.
Yeah,
unless they want to, it's just not going to happen.
And I always have a lot of compassion and sympathy for my Taurus friends too, because Taurus is opposite Scorpio, and I think a lot of times that Venus-ruled Taurus that loves safety and security, and helps us all recognize how those values are important to all of us. I mean, we cannot fly and accomplish our dreams if we don't have a safe, secure base to come from.
Right.
Just so for Taurus,
I think of them like a velvet pillow. They just like the soft royal blue velvet pillow, just nice and lay your head down on.
But Taurus is always aware that Scorpio's out there in the opposite.
And it's like, yeah.
And Scorpio can be kind of ugly, and Taurus is like,
ignore it. My alter ego Scorpio.
Taurus are great collectors too.
Yes.
If somebody has a great shell collection, any collection of anything, it's a Taurus.
And they have excellent taste and excellent style. And they usually smell good too.
Yeah. I always think of Taurus people with beautiful textiles.
Yeah. Beautiful makeup.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
A beauty I can only aspire to.
Right.
but we do see it in Taurus people, and we love you for it. Thanks for setting the bar so high, Taurus.
Right.
So that's what you can expect. The sun goes into Taurus 8:13 p.m. Pacific time, and it brings us down to Earth.
Yes, and then Friday, TGIF, good day, a little bit more homebody with the moon in Cancer and the sun in Taurus and Venus in Taurus.
Yeah, we're gonna want to just stay at home.
Be lazy. Yeah, that's what you're gonna want to be. It's kind of lazy energy until the moon is struck by Uranus.
Yeah, I think so. I see Friday as really being kind of a strong day with air and fire in the morning, so there's a real spark of some creativity and inspiration when we wake up, maybe even some insomnia and restlessness Thursday night getting into Friday morning, but the moon goes into Cancer at 7:26 a.m. Pacific time. And I think, we got the air fire in the morning, but the minute the moon goes into Cancer, it's just sextiles. We have a nice sextile to sun and moon in the morning.
Yeah.
And then Mercury and moon are squaring in the afternoon. And I think we're going to want to be communicating our feelings as Mercury in Aries is moving forward, and moon in Cancer is really so much about our emotions. I would just caution you. Yeah. Friday, I don't think Friday's a great night for a date night. I don't think it's a super hot night for communicating effectively either.
I think it's a good pizza night. Wine, and a movie.
Yeah.
What else do you need?
Self-nurturance has really gotten short shrift with this Aries Capricorn clustered, square that's been going on really for the last 4 weeks. We've really been challenged to nurture ourselves. I think Friday night's a great night, like say, to stay in. Eat something yummy.
Yep.
Don't expect, and if you do start talking about your feelings to your partner or your loved one, it can just get stormy and unresponsive. Don't expect...
don't expect a whole lot.
No. This is really for us to be moving forward personally, individually this week.
Yeah, the whole Aries is basically about ourselves and working through our own things to move ourselves forward and what we want to do for ourselves.
Yeah, and I think
it's okay to be selfish.
Right, and this Taurus energy with its Venus rule is helping us get in touch with our values, and the Neptune-Jupiter water energy is helping us have this spiritual support. But it is really this week about us. It's really not about communicating our feelings to loved ones effectively.
It's not really about partnerships.
Yeah, still, so keep that expectation kind of on the back burner for now.
Saturday morning I see as kind of a good morning for meditation or going for a walk or watching a movie or cooking a great breakfast for yourself.
Moon Neptune, right?
Yeah, Moon Neptune.
It's going to feel good.
But the rest of the day after that, I see it being very productive.
Yeah, Moon opposite Mars in the afternoon. We're going to feel good being active. Yeah. And I think also it brings some structure to our day. We have Moon Jupiter, trine Jupiter in the early evening. And moon opposite Pluto. I think it's still possible Saturday night to run into the same kind of energy Friday night. Again, the moon is opposite Saturn Friday night. The moon is opposite Pluto Saturday night. Those are just two power planets in Capricorn, Saturn and Pluto, that really just aren't real friendly when it comes to being confronted directly with feelings. So those two nights are just not really great nights.
I wouldn't instigate it. And actually, the energy from the week with just all this Aries, Uranus, new moon activity, you really do kind of maybe want to lay low and give yourself some time to rest and regenerate and work on your own projects.
Well said. Yeah, the temptation is to really initiate. Cancer moon is a cardinal sign. It wants to start. And again...
cook food.
Yeah, when it comes to what you're starting this weekend is the nurturing foundation that you're going to need as we rush forward and start embracing these changes. Uranus ending its tour of Aries. It's got about 5 more weeks of that.
And you might want to really, really take care of yourself, because I don't know what's going to happen this week for you all, but if you are an Aries, Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, I mean, it's going to be a real wallop. So you really may need this weekend to just kind of lay low, make sure you're treating yourself well to a nice, meal and maybe a bath.
For sure, because this new moon is really about us clarifying kind of our individual role in the world, clarifying our self-concept, and really asking us to act with courage about our values, and acting with courage to kind of commit to a path of healing, a path of service, a path of making this world a better place.
And sticking up for yourself. That's also the whole new moon thing, is sticking up for yourself and being your own best friend and moving towards your own best interests.
Moving away from victimization.
Yes.
That's the last little lesson of Chiron and Pisces.
Yes, that's another thing.
Right, because Chiron goes into Aries on Tuesday of this week, and that's going to introduce a whole new energy, folks, that we'll be talking more about.
And considering what just happened in the world, it's very much
so lots of change, folks, and we're going to see you next week. Nurture yourself.